Duet Night Abyss has finally launched, and it's time to see if the game can actually break the usual gacha game norms. I also want to answer a few questions I know a lot of us have. With the removal of the character and weapon banners, does that mean the grind for the characters is going to be the most annoying thing in the world? How's the story? Is it unique? Something that really stands out in this crowded free-to-play market? And most importantly, does this game actually have the potential to last long-term? Like most launches, it's had its fair share of bugs and problems to work out. But to their credit, the devs have been working around the clock. Every day, they've sent out rewards to apologize for the bugs, and there's a new patch practically every day fixing these issues. They've even started sending out surveys for more player feedback, which is always a good sign. Now, I'm not going to get into heavy spoilers here, but I'll give you a quick overview of the story. The game opens up with the standard gacha setup. You pick a male or female protagonist, and when I started I instantly got Kingdom Hearts or Fate Stay Night vibes, mostly because there were swords literally everywhere. The world itself is a gorgeous fantasy setting with great imagery, but there's also a darker side. After the Church of Elysian was formed, society was split into classes. Those who rejected the church fled north, forming their own nations, and the strongest of them, the Hyperborean Empire, began devouring the weaker ones. In this world, we meet humans and a race called Charons, ancient humanoids born with innate magical powers. They're scattered across the world, but treated as second-class citizens, especially in the Empire, where they're seen as symbols of evil and bad omens. You can spot them easily because they have horns. Humans say Charons are close to demons, though demons themselves are rare. Some Charons develop powers humans call demonic sorcery, which of course freaks people out. Ironically, Charons actually helped humans develop a lot of the tech that they now use to protect themselves from the monsters known as filthoids. When you wake up, you're with your friend Barry, hiding in a cave and trying to get home to grab your weapons. The island's being overrun by filthoids, and to make things worse, the Empire's army shows up. During your escape, a woman named Sybil interferes, and during the battle, your character combines power with Barry using an ability called the Power of Resonance. And this is where I hit my first problem. The cutscene froze. I even made 2 more accounts on different days, tried different settings, and it still froze. If anyone else played it, let me know. Were you able to actually see the cutscene? Because I sure couldn't. Even with the resonance, it's not enough. You and Barry get separated, and when you wake up again, you're in a strange new place with a strange little creature who calls herself Snow. Now, my personal opinion, we could really go without these tiny mascot guide characters. The only one I've ever liked was Abby from Wuthering Waves, mostly because he barely shows up, and he's also ready to fight a dragon. But I digress. Eventually, you learn you're in the Hyperborean Empire with Snow and another character named Camilla. Your next task, find Sybil, also known as Chief. The problem though, to get to Sybil, you need money. And you're broke. So you do what every RPG hero does. Take on story missions, side quests, errands, the usual grind. Now, let's talk about gameplay, because this is where things get interesting. Since the beta, there have been a lot of quality updates. The game's got your standard hack and slash mechanics, but now it adds ranged weapons. My personal favorite, the flamethrower. Probably not the most effective weapon, but come on, it's a flamethrower. I'm having my fun. My biggest pet peeve though, you can only dodge twice. Only 2 times. I play way too recklessly for that. I am constantly spamming that dodge button. But hey, at least there's no fall damage. One mission glitched on me and the elevator was not coming down, and I just jumped down. Problem solved. The game's got tons of systems packed in. There's even a social aspect. Your dialogue choices affect your reputation. And they've thrown in some D&D Baldur's Gate style dice roll for morality and social checks. Now, I love this stuff. It makes each player's experience unique, but I'm torn. Are they adding too much to please everyone? Because as the saying goes, try to please everyone, and you please no one. What do you think about all this? Then there are the fun little glitches. NPCs stuck halfway in the ground, lips not moving, text cut off mid-sentence, fun stuff. During my second attempt at playing through the prologue, a weird loading screen kept popping up and ruining my footage of a key cutscene. Sometimes dialogue doesn't auto-advance, even with autoplay on, and sometimes it does, a little too fast. Here's an example of the audio, seems to be a little delayed here.
If we do find her, the host of Resonance, what's the plan, Chief? A fully awakened Resonance can exert control over any daemon, but that power hinges entirely on the host's will.
And speaking of lag, some of these cutscenes stutter no matter what I do to the settings. If you had this issue, let me know in the comments if you were able to find a solution for it. Alright, now let's talk about the grind, because with the gacha removed, that's the big question. How bad is it? Surprisingly, not that bad. I tested it by trying to unlock Sybil first, and it took me around 30 to 45 minutes. Some commissions let you choose between missions that, one, had me capturing enemies, which I found kind of boring, and another was waves of enemies that you had to fight, which I had more fun with. You need 30 shards to unlock a character, and on average, I was pulling 2 per run, sometimes 10 if luck was on my side. Weapon grinding though, that's the real grind. You need materials from commissions and a blueprint for the Forge Master. The blueprints are rare. So yeah, start praying to the RNG gods for that drop. And once you have everything, forging takes about 2 hours in real time. Some say materials drop from enemies, but I noticed they don't drop in story missions. I already left feedback about that because those items are needed a lot. To level up early on isn't bad though. The game gives you drop rate boost items from 100% all the way up to like 1000%. I've got a bunch of 200% and a few 800%. Not bad at all. After the prologue, you automatically get Rebecca and Barry. I wish we had more story for Rebecca before she joined, but man, she's cracked. Her jellyfish summons can wipe out entire waves before they even reach you. I place them at each entry point for the enemies and let them do all the work. Sybil's also a blast to use once you unlock her, especially with her weapon. The next character I'm working on is Psyche, but she's locked behind an event, and I'm currently underleveled, so yeah, it's time to start grinding. By the way, weapons aren't locked to specific characters. Anyone can use them. I actually love that feature. You can buy characters and weapons outright, but it'll cost you around $50 for each one. And yes, for the gamblers out there, there's still a bit of gacha, mainly for skins, like the ones for Psyche and Rebecca. Once you progress far enough, the game shifts to the second protagonist. Again, you can pick male or female. I picked female again. She's a captain of the Empire's 13th Legion, fighting a group called the Forsakens, who can apparently control the Filthoids. This dual perspective story idea is really cool. I'm curious on why some of the Charons even work for the Empire, despite the discrimination. But here's what annoyed me. You start playing as the new protagonist, but midway through, it switches you back to the original character. Huh? You couldn't just let me keep playing her? And she's not even an unlockable character yet? Again. Huh? Despite all that, I genuinely think Duet Night Abyss has a lot of potential. The devs are clearly listening to the player feedback and making changes. Removing the gacha system was a bold move, and I respect that. I still think that the game might have launched a bit early, just like I thought after the beta, but at this point, all we can do is move forward. As long as they keep improving the quality of life, I think this game could have a bright future. Some games focus too much on cash grabs, others on quality. Only time will tell which direction this one goes. So what do you think of Duet Night Abyss? Have you played it yet? What are your impressions? If you haven't, what's holding you back? Thanks again for the support. My next video will deep dive into more of the story and the lore of the game. I'm no expert in action RPGs, so don't expect meta builds from me. Just storytelling, curiosity, and just wanting to have the discussion with you guys. Check out the links in the description for all my social accounts and also my Discord server. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye!